All right, everybody. How y'all doing? Second video of the day. I guess, man, here, this is gonna be the deal. Welcome to the bog, right here in Mississippi. 25 miles from the Gulf of America. Been raining all day. Had a lot to do. Me and Milo, y'all might can hear him down there. He's yowling. He's really mad because I got all the stuff that I'm gonna show y'all here laid out on the walker, and of course, the seat of the walker is his domain. Whenever I'm moving around the house, he's always sitting right there. He goes everywhere I go. He's like my shadow. By the way, I used to have a full-size collie dog, and that was his name, Shadow. My daddy named him that because everywhere he went, that dog was right beside him. Anyway, all that little history for y'all. Anyway, this is gonna be my my favorite 5, and there have been several liberties taken with this hashtag. Brother Jim had it solid in his mind what he wanted done, but you can't throw us hashtaggers. You can't throw us out there with a thought or something, and not get it done. So this is gonna be my favorite 5 now, but I have to preference that. I have to make an admission to y'all, and that is that I am a Kershaw holic. Okay, Kershawholism is a very serious disease. It has affected me dearly. It really has. The only support group I know about is too far away for me to be involved in, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm suffering, but every now and then I'll get a hanker, and I'll just have to buy one if I find. Of course, there's certain ones I'm looking for. We'll get into that a little bit too. But big shout out to Mangus over at Wicked Blades. Mangus, you the man. I got your box packed, and just ran out of time. Didn't get to the post office, but it'll be busting bugs pretty quick. Okay, the other, and from what I understand, the Society of Knife-Borne Illnesses has they recognize several diseases. There's an outbreak of quesatosis in Texas. It's not very. It's around the Austin area. I know one fella over there, fine fella, Mario. That's MIPD _1980. He has quesatosis. Also, there's a new blip on the radar, and that's coming from Cogden, Georgia, and that's called traperitis. These outbreaks are getting pretty serious. But the traperitis is the newest one I've heard of, but it's spreading pretty quick. I think it was actually a problem before it was given an official name, because one of the most I don't think it's overtaken the cattle knife, Stockman, the cattle knife. What I call it, the Stockman. I don't think it's overtaken it as being the most popular pattern out there, but they run neck and neck. The cattle knife and the trapper are probably the two most produced knives that are out there. So what are we gonna do, man? We're gonna look at five knives. Now, one of these has a subset, and the reason that the subset is gonna be mentioned here is because I completed it this week. So let's get in there, okay? What do y'all think? First thing I'm gonna show y'all is called the Trace, the Kershaw Trace. Okay. Now, notice this knife, because this particular blade shape and and the pattern on the blade is going to come back at the end of this video. But also, while I'm showing these, now this is a 1311 TS, and that stands for Tiger Stripe. Okay, very, very nice knife, very, very sharp. I mean, I can sit here. Well, I'll admit it to y'all also. Old Big Jim can get a knife sharp. I ain't trying to brag or any of that kind of stuff, but you give me enough time with the right, Arkansas hard and Arkansas style and a strop and some good steel, and I'll make it sharp. I can promise you that. All right, now coming in number 2, and this is the one I was going to tell you about that has a subset. Now I call it the Garden Series. I don't know if it's ever been called anything close to that before, but the guy that designed these, his name is Onion, Ken Onion. Okay, these are all USA made. And the reason I call them the Garden Series is because they all have names from things that come from a garden. Okay, so the first one is going to be the Leek. A Leek. Okay, now this is a custom job. This is one that I made a trade for. It has a serrated blade, but don't think for a minute that serrated blade ain't sharp. It's sharp. Now this one was gold, and the part number on this one is 1660 ST. All right, and you can see that the previous owner, Kodiak Edge, Gordon Holman, is the guy that owned this knife. And he took it, put some little things on there, and then sprayed it in 2 or 3 things, and made it with the stars on the cover. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Got the classic clip on it from. They have another one that has same just like this one, but has holes in it right here, and that I'll tell you about that in just a second. But anyway, the thing that makes this knife special is the back spring. Gordon took it apart, filed the back spring. It's a mod he does quite often. Okay. Well, if you go to the garden and you pick some leeks out of there to make you a garden salad, you almost, got to have some scallions, right? The scallion. Now, all 3 of these are USA made. These are not salty. These come from where they're made here. Now the company Kershaw is under the umbrella of a company called Kai, Kai. Okay, and they are under the umbrella of a larger corporation located in Japan, as far as I know, but it could be other places. But the scallion is just an absolutely wonderful little knife. Put it in your pocket and get her done. Okay? So, if you go to the garden and you get your leeks, and then you get them chopped up, and you get your scallions, and you get them chopped up, probably going to need some chives, right? The Kershaw chive. Now, this is a 1660. But look, that's a factory. That's called Cloud. This is the Cloud one. Now, this one is made in the late 90s. It's kind of rare, this combination with these covers. I don't want the Tang Stamp Mafia coming after me. But this is a 1600, and it says BB for blue. And you'll also notice all of these underneath Kershaw on the front say USA. There's several of the Kershaws that are made in the United States. Okay, so that's the Garden Series, according to me, made in the USA, designed by Ken Onion, He designs other knives. He has other knives that he's designed for Kershaw. But anyway, great knife. Now the next knife is something I bought off of eBay. And this knife is going to lead us into the next knife. All right. And this is a Cairo. And you notice I got the clip moved to the front. Okay, I like to carry mine in the pocket with the blade resting against the hem of my pants. That way, if it were to open the hem, it'll hit the hem and stop. And when you pull it out, it'll open up, but you won't stick your hand in there and get your finger cut. Okay, it's the frame lock. This is a 1555 Ti. And I don't think that's titanium, but I don't know. I ain't done that much research about it, but just an absolutely wonderful pocket knife. Okay. Now then, that's your Cairo. Cyro. Well, if they have a Cairo and they make another one, that's going to be Cairo 2, right? Same thing. I got the pocket clip moved to the front. Exact same knife, except there is a difference in the size. I'll let y'all see that. This is a good toter. This is a heavy toter. This is a beast. And I'm talking about a beast. Same thing. Same blade shape. And this is a 1556 BW, which stands for black washed. Oh. Now, this was a gift from Ted Hart. Okay? Love me some Ted Hart. Ted Hart's got a heart of gold, man. It's, that's a good dude right there. And it ain't because he gives me knives. He's been a solid member of my channel ever since I started. He enjoys my stories. He enjoys coming and watching me and Milo chop it up. And there's nothing to be said bad about Ted Hart. Now this is right here. Old Big Jim got a hold of it, and the reason I'm showing y'all cutting on this one is because Ted Hart likes them curly cues. So, most all these, with the exception of the last one, is it's a 8 CRV 13. I should know, but anyway, this is a Hinder design. The other one is too, but I'm pretty sure it's 8CR13V, SV, whatever it is. I ain't no steel, not a Gucci steel guy. All right, now this last knife, it's a little hard for me to talk about, but this is under the Kai brand, and this is a Kershaw knife, or it's made by the same company that makes Kershaw out of the same factory here in America. And all I can do is show it to y'all guys. This is a zero tolerance, 0350. Now, in the original series from NCIS, the original knife that was shown was this same knife, but this one is called TS. Just like, if you remember, the very first knife that I showed y'all was the Trace, and it's 1311 TS for Tiger Strike. This is a 0350 TS. The original knife that Gibbs in NCIS used to cut a steak in a restaurant while he was talking to somebody was a 0350 with no initials, but it was murdered. You know, it was all black. It was murdered out. Now that was not, you can't find that. You find that on eBay or you find that on the internet anywhere, it's going to be between $500 and $750. Okay, just because they don't make it no more. And there's all kind of lore and history about that knife, about how Kershaw missed the boat, or the Kai Corporation missed the boat by not promoting that knife a lot better than they did after it made its appearance. Now, this knife, the one that I'm holding here, also made an appearance in NCIS, but it was much later in the series. And this is the rule number 9 knife. You'll see on this side that it says 0350 Tiger Strike TS, Kai patented, made in the USA, and it has a series number down there that says I don't think that matters, but in the arc right there it says Ken Onion design, and this is S30V steel. This is one of the few Gucci steel knives I have. Get that in there for y'all. Well, I can't wait till I'm fixing to make me a much better. See, the light is so high up there and there's so much reflection, it's just not good. Now, this knife was given to me by Stony Red. Yeah, I might know him. He's from El Dorado. His name's Harold Terry. Now, that's the first time I've shared this. Him and Lefty, Cross Creek Outdoors, went to a knife show, and from what I understand, and this is just what I think I remember him telling me, they were riding back home. The gun show was an hour or so away from where they lived, and on the way home, he looked over at Lefty and he said, "There's not but one place for this knife to be." And 10 days later, it came to my house, and it's another one of them knives where I just sat there and looked at it and just couldn't. I sat out with the motor running and the air conditioner going. I sat out in front of my house, in front of my mailbox, probably for 20 minutes in total amazement. Just could not believe it. Just couldn't. I mean, I still don't. Oh, this don't sit in a bin with the rest. I got 35 Kershaws and they're all in a box. This one doesn't. This one's got a special place. It don't even go with the collection. It goes in my bedroom on my dresser, and it sits there. That's where it's gonna stay. If you had 15 vintage case knives and wanted to trade me for this knife, you couldn't get it. It ain't gonna happen. Now, also part of the story was that they went after the. I think they left the gun show and they found this knife at a antique mall or somewhere, and then when they got it, it wasn't exactly the sharpest knife in the world. So they went back to the gun show because they saw a guy there sharpening knives, and they got that guy to put an edge on it. Now, I ain't messed with it. I ain't gonna mess with it. And when I do, I'm gonna find somebody that knows more about steel than me, because I don't know how to. I mean, I can get it done, but the angles. Man, look at the grind. Look at the grind on this blade. First of all, it's a swerve. I don't know what you call that. I feel sure I'll get corrected, but I don't know what you call that. But look at that polished. Anyway, I just show y'all. All the way out to the tip. All right, guys, my favorite five. Kershaw. Crazy old man getting there talking about a bunch of old knives. Well, you know what? That's okay because I do this for me, and I do this for y'all. And I feel like at some point, if I'm doing something wrong, that either my membership's gonna drop, or comments will go away, or something will happen. They'll let me know that might ought to pull up, Big Jim. But so far, I haven't seen any sign of that. I'm gonna keep on doing now. I'm gonna hit y'all on the weekends when probably Sunday I might do something late in the day. I had 3 videos planned for today, but my cable the cable line getting cut didn't help. Didn't help none of that. Got focused on something else and didn't get back into making the videos, but we're gonna get it done. All right, the last thing I'm gonna say to y'all, I have been in contact with and had several visits with a guy named Steve. He has a channel called Native Steve. Okay. Just a great fella. When he first contacted me, probably 2 weeks ago on Facebook Messenger, I checked him out pretty good. Watched some of his videos, went to his Facebook, did a search of that, and I messaged him back and told him in my book he was a good dude because there's 3 things that stand out in my life when I'm trying to figure out somebody, and that is faith, that is family, and that is friends. Okay? None of the people he was hanging out with on Facebook or on Messenger were bad people. All of them had something to do with Christ, or something to do with knives, or something to do with family. So I'm making. I've already shouted him out. I'm making another shout out right now. I think he's got 60 subscribers. So I would appreciate all my subscribers if y'all would go over there. It's N8V Steve, Native Steve, and I hate to say this, man, but I think there's another disease. I tell you about it before. I don't know if this is a subset or not, but it's Moormakeritis. That's one word, Moormakeritis. I'm afraid Steve's got it. He's got it bad. But I understand, man. Moormaker's a good knife, but I haven't caught the bug like he has. I got 3 or 4 Moormakers, and that Moormakeritis is I think it's catching on. All right, guys. Here's the deal. I love each and every one of y'all. I'm glad y'all came by to watch this crazy man talk about his pocket knife. I can't think but one last thing to say, or 2 last things to say to y'all. And first of all, Jesus Christ is Lord in my life. And some people don't know when I say that what I mean. But back in the day, there was a cartoon or a video or something, and there's a picture with the devil sitting on this shoulder, and there's a picture with the Lord sitting on this shoulder, and the devil's pulling the guy this way, and the Lord's telling him, oh, you probably shouldn't listen to him, you shouldn't do that. Okay? Well, when that devil is pulling on you, I want you to look at him and say it 7 times. Jesus Christ is Lord of my life. Jesus Christ is Lord of my life. And you know what you're doing when you say that? You're telling him, not today, devil. Today's not the day. So, Jesus Christ is Lord of my life. Red shirt, red hat, red chip. Rule number 9. Get in there, Stoney.